Hello. Welcome to tonight's bedtime story by Lucid Tales. I hope your day has been bright and full of joy. But whether it has been soft sand between your toes or the wind whipping it into your eyes today, it's time to relax now. Find somewhere comfortable. Maybe your bed or a favorite armchair, and make sure you're ready for sleep. Stretch through your whole body if you can, and feel the freedom in your muscles, the little loosening that means it's time for bed. Tonight's story is a Swiss tale from Lake Zug about a watery Nix and the man she loved. High up among the clouds, cradled in the lap of the great Swiss mountains, there is a broad blue lake, the Lake of Zug. It is said by those who know the secrets of the world that once upon a time there dwelled in this deep, clear lake a kingdom of nixes, water sprites, who lived in a great glass palace that rested on the very bottom of the lake. At night, if you were to look into the deepest part of the lake, you would have seen the bright lights of their dances shining up through glass and water, heard the ethereal strains of their fey music. Perhaps on a harvest night you might even have seen the daughters of the Elf King as they sneaked in secret away from their father and out onto the shores of the lake. Perhaps you would have wondered and followed them, bringing your little boat smoothly across the crystal water and stepping lightly out onto the land. Had you followed them further still, you would have seen them slipping into the village and dancing there under the festival lanterns hung high in the trees, all fluid motion and pretty feet beating upon the hollow earth. They danced all night, these daughters of the lake, weaving in among the humans of the village as they celebrated the time of plenty, the time of apples and plums and sweet berries. At dawn they would vanish, slipping away as quickly as they came, flowing back to their people in the lake and leaving nothing but watery footprints leading down to the shore. However, there once came a time when the goodbyes so sweetly murmured were not enough. A young Nix, with a voice as gentle as the soft waves on the shore, whose eyes sparkled like the diamonds on the water under the sun, fell in love with a human youth, a tall and quiet farmer with music in his voice and sweet, strong hands. He too fell in love, charmed by her beauty and light dancing feet. But of course the Nix could not live long on the land, and so the next spring, after many clandestine meetings by the light of the silvery moon, the Nix persuaded her lover to join her in her watery home on the lake bed. She wove a great enchantment around him that allowed him to breathe and live under the water as he had done on the land. And so they lived happily, for a while. But in time the youth grew homesick, for in truth he missed the companionship of his own kind, the warmth of his family and the laughter of his friends. And so the Nix set about crafting an even greater spell, one large and wide and strong enough to cast out like a net over the whole village. And so, on a bright, clear night when the moon was full, the Nix cast her spell. The entire village had vanished by morning, leaving only hard-packed earth in its wake. And from that day, so many centuries ago, if you should happen to venture across the lake in a little boat when the silvery moon is high in the dark sky, If you are lucky, you might catch a glimpse of the town beneath the waves. It is all there still. The steepled church, the clustering houses, the bright flowers in small gardens that ramble out into waterweed at the edges, the winding, well-trodden streets. You might catch a glimpse of the lights in the windows of those houses so far below, or of festival lanterns hung high in the trees at the time of harvest. If you are there late enough in the dark night, you may even hear the quiet ringing of the church bell, muffled by water, sounding the midnight hour and calling the villagers, the elves, the Nix and her lover, to their quiet hearth far below. Good night. Sleep well, and I will see you soon for another bedtime story.